What's up, YouTube? This is your boy John from Project Ellsworth, and I am back with you today to give you my review of the 2017 film Leatherface. Leatherface was written by Seth M. Sherwood. It was directed by Alejandro Bustillo and Julianne Maury, starring Stephen Dorff, Lily Taylor, Vanessa Grassi, Sam Coleman, and Sam Strike. Good morning, everybody.
Look out!
What is it?
I don't know.
So our story begins at young Jed's birthday party, where his mother, Verna, is trying to get him to kill somebody with a chainsaw. Wholesome. When young Jed is not able to kill this guy with the chainsaw, Mama Verna comforts him by telling him that he's just a disappointment to the family. Now our story jumps to a young couple driving down a dirt road in a truck. They almost hit something in the road and they skid to a stop. They turn and look back, and it's something in the road. They can't tell what it is until the young girl gets out of the truck and she walks towards it. She sees that it's a kid kneeling down in the road, draped in cow skin. That's Jed. So he jumps up, stares at this girl for a couple seconds, yells out, "Help me," and runs off into the woods. The young girl starts running after him. She yells back to her boyfriend that this kid needs help, and she just tries chasing this kid down. She chases him into a barn, where she falls through like a makeshift trap door. I guess Jed ain't disappointing the family no more. And then Jed's older brother Drayton drops a truck engine on top of her and kills her. Isn't family special? So now the cops come. One of these cops is portrayed by Stephen Dorff, and his daughter is actually the one that was crushed by that truck motor. He tells Verna that he's got her kid, referring to Jed, he's got her kid, he's a minor, he's in a dangerous situation, and he is taking her child away from her. He says something along the lines of, "You took one of mine, I'm going to take all of yours." So now the story jumps forward several years. Verna shows up at a mental health facility with her lawyer, demanding that she see her son. The guy behind the desk, the doctor, tells her you can clearly tell that he's had run-ins with her and he doesn't like her. He tells her, "I can't get him for you right now. This is the wrong warrant, or this is the wrong paperwork. If you want to see your son, go get me the right paperwork and we'll start working on it." She flips out and she says, "It took me months to get this." He goes, "Well, you better hurry up and get started then." He also tells her that, with the red tape, it's going to take time, and more than likely, Jed's name has been changed to protect him. His name has been changed. He is known as Jackson now. So needless to say, Verna is pissed. On her way out of the facility, she actually assaults a nurse and takes her keys, goes deeper into the facility, and just starts yelling Jed's name out. All of the other patients inside of this facility erupt. They start going crazy. People are getting hurt. People are getting assaulted. They're tearing things apart. They're running out of the building. Somebody gets killed. It's complete mayhem inside of this thing. And two of the inmates or patients, I don't know what you call them, two of the patients actually capture two other individuals. One of them is a patient, which is Jackson, and the other one is a nurse that Jackson has taken a liking to. They capture them, they go outside and steal a car, and as they're driving away, they see another patient by the name of Bud walking down the side of the road on the sidewalk, and they tell him, "You did me a favor, get in the car, we're going to give you a ride." So the plan that these two patients actually have is that they're going to go to Mexico, and in Mexico, that's where they're going to find freedom, and Jackson, the nurse, and Bud are going to help them along the way. They tell them, "Once we get to Mexico, we're going to just let you go." Good and well, hell, ain't none of that going to work. I guess what I got to say right off the bat with this movie is that this movie, for the vast majority of it, did not feel at all like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie to me. I mean, I guess the very beginning when they're trying to get little Jed to kill the guy with the chainsaw, that kind of maybe felt a little bit like it. You saw a few familiar faces in there. Grandpa was in there and he was very alive. Drayton was in there and he was obviously much younger. Mama was in there, she was much younger. But this movie to me just overall didn't feel like a TCM movie. I guess the end of the movie was where it felt the most like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but that didn't last long and it really was the end of the movie. I guess the only knock that I have on this movie, and honestly it's really not a knock, is I really didn't care for Stephen Dorff's character in this movie, the cop. They kind of portrayed him as a jerk. They made you not like him, but again, you really can't, it's not a knock on the character. That's the way he was written. Stephen Dorff is a seasoned actor, and I'm sure he did exactly what they wanted him to do. So that was the worst part of this movie for me, was that character. I really didn't care for him, but that's nobody's fault. That was the way that character was intended to come off. As far as the 5 kids that we spend most of this movie with go, they were all fantastic. The 2 good guys, the 2 bad guys, and the nurse were all convincing. You felt for them. You really disliked the bad guys. You really liked the good guys. So great writing, great directing, great acting as far as the main characters in the movie go. And finally, you have Lili Taylor as Verna. She begins the movie as Verna Sawyer. She ends the movie as Verna Carson. They mention in there that she got married and she married into money. Hence the big-ass house in the last Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, Texas Chainsaw 3D. She was great. She's great in everything she does. Bottom line is this woman is just a fantastic actress. If you've seen the Conjuring movies, you know what I mean. She was fantastic in that too. She was really good in this movie. This movie is really good. If you are a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan and you enjoy all of the other movies that have been made in this series, you have to see this one. This is the 8th movie that has been made in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre universe, and the story here takes place prior to all of the other movies. You even had, after the remake was made in 2003, in 2006 we got something called Texas Chainsaw The Beginning. This is before the beginning. This is the beginning of the beginning. This movie, it spans from when Leatherface is known as Jed, and he is a little innocent boy who he doesn't have the ability inside of him to kill somebody with a chainsaw. Spans from that point all the way to where he was put into a mental facility, got out of the mental facility, all the way up to when he ultimately becomes Leatherface. You see, it's all backstory here. That's what this whole movie is. Younger parents, younger family, familiar faces and names that we see throughout the history of this franchise. You even see what happens to Jackson, Jed, then known as Jackson. You see what happened to his face, which causes him to ultimately wear a mask. It's pretty cool. It's very interesting stuff if you're into this franchise. So Leatherface 2017. If you're a fan of this franchise in any way whatsoever, don't skip past this movie. You gotta see it. It's fantastic. Alright folks, that's going to do it for my review of Leatherface 2017. Have you seen this flick? Did it surprise you as much as it surprised me? Leave me some comments down below and let's discuss it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you really like this video and you have been enjoying my content, please do me a huge favor. Click that subscribe button and then ring that notification bell. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, have a kick-ass day, and thank you for watching.